Hey, Jennifer Farmer here. Welcome to the month of April. I want to thank you for being a part of my email community or in my Solutions of Spirit community. This video is for you. So, as we look at the month of April, I always like to kind of get the energy of each month so that it helps me plan on how to use my goals and in alignment with the energy of the month. And so as we look at April, we have a lot going on. So first of all, you kind of want to think about this month in April as head in the clouds, feet on the ground. Repeat that again, head in the clouds, feet in the ground. And I'll tell you why. First of all, we have the universal energy of the three. Now, the three energy, we get that from the universal year 2024. That is 2 plus 2 plus 4 is 8, right? 8 plus the month of April is 12. And in numerology, we bring all that to a 9, with the exception of master numbers. And so with 1 plus 2 equals 3, it is the three universal energy. And why that is so good, that is the head in the clouds business. This is where we want to look at our life and say, okay, do I know how to have fun? Have I gotten too serious? Am I a dreamer? And remember, this year is important to manifest our goals. This is where we begin to write our goals down and we begin to work towards achieving them, right? So in this month, even though it is still in early spring, it is time for growth, right? We want to look at our life. Is there an area of our life that we can grow? And if there is, and there's always an area that we can grow. But when we look at the three energy, we think of things like creative energy using, and it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be an artist, right? If you're in the spiritual, if you're open to spirituality, that's in the creative side of the brain. So you can apply the energy of this month in many ways. So keywords for like the three energy is fun, inspiring, communication. Now, this is key this month, communication. Why? Well, Mercury's in retrograde, starts April 1st, ends April 22nd. Sorry, April 24th. See? Snafu, that is Mercury. April 21st or April 1st through April 24th. This is where we look at in the 3 month, in a typical month, we want to be able to express ourselves and be social. We want to be like the glass half full people. With Mercury in retrograde, that means in Mercury is overseas communications, right? So this is a month that if you are going to communicate, to avoid kind of mishaps and things like that, don't just text, right? If you're going to have a conversation, look eye to eye and make sure everybody's in good understanding. If you have an important email that you needs to get to somebody, it's completely okay to follow up and say, text, hey, did you get my email? Right? There's nothing to be afraid of with Mercury. It actually is a gift. It allows the energy to slow down, to help us really rethink and remember that with the three energy, it's all about joy. Do we emanate joy? Do we bring joy? Or have we forgot how to be joyful, how to be fun, how to be inspiring? This is a month that you get creative. And I would suggest number one, watch your words. That's right. Watch your words. Use the words, it is the gift of words in the three energy. And so as you're talking to people, are you inspiring them? Are you giving them hope? Or are you bringing them down or being critical? Just choose this month to be inspirational in your words, to come from a place of, I love you. I want to see your best. I, envision you being your best. And in this place, we begin to be our best energy for the three energy: fun, creative, inspirational, right? This is where you can sing in the car, right? If you haven't sang in the car in a long time or in the shower, you sing your favorite songs, right? This is where you sort of have fun and bring that fun energy. So look at your life right now. And how in the last couple of weeks have you figured out how to have fun? Do you know what brings you joy? And because Mercury is here, yay, it's a good time to slow down and reflect on what brings us joy. Where can we be inspired and where are we inspiring to others? Because our biggest goal in life is to bring love and give love, right? That's the biggest spiritual goal that we can have, is to be an expression of love. And so when we're doing that, that can be the fullest extension of our greatest good. And when we are love and bring love, we can embrace life with a little bit more ease and flow. So as you look at this month, let's look at that energy first. Where have your communications been off? Where have you felt repressed and not able to speak or communicate well? What I would suggest, if you're somebody that stumbles over your words and you want to have a conversation, just write the key things that you want to express out. Remind yourself you come from a place of love, that you came from self-love and respect, that, I want to inspire you. This is where we begin to, try to bring positivity to all of our words, right? So the other thing is, and I can't stress this enough, it's a great time to manifest our goals. Now, with Mercury here, it doesn't stop our goals, but it gives us time to think about, are we enjoying our year so far? Are we practicing today who we want to be tomorrow? Right? Are we practicing who we want to be today, tomorrow? I saw that on a TikTok and I thought it was great, because that's the true gift of manifesting, is if we can, do, be, have, right? If we do as if, we will be and we will have that we speak. So as we look at, this month, I always look at 3 as a time of creativity. It's like Spirit gives us a whiteboard and says, let's paint our life and let's bring joy and fun into it. Let's forget about, what other people think, what makes us happy. And it's usually the simplest things: a hug, a love, a thank you. And so what I'm going to suggest to you is that if that is something you've been needing, love, a hug, or a thank you, or an appreciation, why don't we try giving that out for a little bit? And as you begin to see what comes back, it's also a great time where we can use the energy of this month to be, instead of worrying about prosperity, we speak into prosperity, right? I am prosperous. I am open to prosperity. And prosperity is all levels: health, finance, wealth, is friendships and relationships. Remember, prosperity is more than the checkbook. Yeah. Prosperity is a full part of our life. So the 3 energy, sit back, think about your life over the last few weeks. Where have you been too serious? Where have you been critical? Where can you do it different? Right? Have you been too serious and you haven't had any fun? Can you plan a weekend in this month to actually have some fun? Right? So the other part of the month is, and I'll talk about Mercury, kind of the do's and don'ts of that really quick. But the other energy is the April. That's the 4th month. So the 4 energy, they don't always get along. That's you know, the 4 wants to be stable and secure. It wants to be planned. It wants to be organized, right? And the 3 just wants to have fun, right? And so I think sometimes, some days you're going to feel like having fun and you're going to have the don't want tos. And then some days you're going to have, I got to get this done. What I would say is, when you don't have the want tos, is what can you do to have fun and bring yourself joy that day in doing the tasks that you don't want to do, right? Like, I don't know, taxes, right? Where you can look at your life and see, where can you bring kindness? Because the emotion, just like the 3 energy, think of the word joy and fun. Those are not just activities, those are how we feel, right? Joyful, fun, and energetic, enthusiastic, right? With the 4, with the 4 energy, it's kindness, consideration, patient, right? These are qualities that we can exude, because like, if we step into the shadow side, let's say we step into the shadow side of the 3 energy, we get negative. We start talking, we start finding what's wrong with people and with life and with the world and with things. We begin to feel hopeless. We begin to feel like, you know, you know, that we're not loved, right? And remember, you're a gift of God. And that means you are loved, even if you don't always feel that way. In the four energy, sort of the shadow side of the four energy is sometimes we can be too critical of ourselves and others. We find fault, we find judgment. And so as we look at that, or we begin to be a workaholic too much, there's usually a lot of extremes with the four energy, right? The four energy is, I don't want to, I procrastinate, I don't follow through. And even with the Mercury in retrograde, there's a little bit of a slowdown. So if we're sensitive people, and if you're following me, you're probably sensitive in some way. We feel sort of sluggish around the start of Mercury and towards the end of Mercury. It just happens, right? And so, as we look at the overall four energy, and I wrote some notes here because that's what a four does. A four person is a list maker. So a couple things we want to look at with our four, and I know these, but I just had some cool things I want to make sure that I bring up. Since we are meeting our goals this year, have you dreamed about what it will feel like when your goals come true? So for some of you, it's feeling relief from grief. For some of you, it's feeling confident. For some of you, it's getting a new job, let go of negative people in our lives or relationships, that we begin to feel more kind and considerate to ourselves, right? So as this month approaches, see it, be it, right? So as you think about your goals, it's still completely the greatest time to plan this month for your future. I wouldn't try to force or execute anything until after Mercury. So that means from the 1st through the 24th, think it through, pencil in your plans, think your ideas down, check in with people. But I wouldn't solidify those until after the 24th, because it really and then we got the solar eclipse, right? So with all the things going on, use this time to think it through and try it on for size. But it is an important time to plan. So for example, if you've been meaning to, work on your nutrition or your exercise plan, this is the month to do that, starting new. But what I would say is go easy on you. Don't make it so, I got to get it all done. It's got to be perfect or else, right? So we would approach this. I'm bringing this into my life because I want to feel better. I visualize myself feeling better with a little less weight, with a little more friends, feeling a little bit more confident or trusting my intuition, right? Or in my business, if you're one of those people in my community here that has your own business, this is a great year to plan for the next 6 months, the next year. Pencil it in, and then begin to, jot down your ideas, begin to let things flow to you. And then as you begin to at the end of this month, then begin to write those down, get those commitments down, do your research, right? And then begin to make them happen. I like Mercury because I'm a person that is always moving and going. And I had to learn to embrace Mercury. I used to be afraid that something bad would happen or that there would be something that would screw up my plans. And what I've learned is that, we have calendars that show us when Mercury is every year. So for me, I don't plan big events or start new directions during Mercury. I use that time. It's like 3 weeks out of 3 weeks out of a quarter, a little bit less than that, more than that, depending on the year. And I use that time to reflect and think about where I'm at and what I've been doing the last 3 months. Am I on track with what my personal goals are, my spiritual goals are? And let me just say this about Mercury. It's a great time that allows us to connect to spirit and to spiritual things. So I'm going to post with this video. I'll give you the link one more time to my meditation page on YouTube. I've got like 13 meditations. What I would say is pick one and do it for 7 days in a row. pick another and do it for 7 days in a row. Why we want to do it 7 days in a row is because we begin to get one, we're making it a priority. Two, it's the perfect time for that, right? And also because we are working in the creative energy, some of our psychic abilities are elevated during Mercury because it's a very intuitive time. And so when we meditate along with that, it just reinforces our gut feelings, our knowings, and what we're sensing, and also our third eye, right? Which is sometimes we have more elevated dreams or more dreams that spirit is trying to connect with us, to connect to our soul and say, are you on the best and highest path for your best good? And that's the other part about Mercury. Now, one of the things we are, because one of the things we have to look at is what doesn't serve us anymore, because Mercury does allow things to fall away from us. And with the solar eclipse coming, it's important, it's an important time for everybody that the energy will even more so give us the courage and the strength to move forward in new directions after Mercury is over. That we, now mind you, if you've already started your process in something like, for example, I'm doing an event in May here in Fort Worth, Texas. By the way, I'll put that up there. But I'll be doing, I'm volunteering to help the Center of Unity with their event in May. Now, we started that process, telling people about it and all that back in February. Okay. So this month, we are still continuing with our plans to tell people about it, post our event on Facebook, and I'll put that event here on Facebook. If I let's just say if I started that plan now and it's the first time I started it, probably wouldn't go as well as it could, because there would be problems with people getting their emails, and there would be problems with people getting text, and other people. It's just one of those things that I always look at good, better, best. And the energy of Mercury is best for reflection and recalibrating ourselves, for meditation, for stepping back from our everyday life and thinking about and connecting to our soul. And where do we want to be in the next year? Do we feel like that's going to make us happy? Do we sense, can we visualize ourselves doing that? Can we start to write down, pencil in a plan that as we begin to meditate on that over the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, that we begin to start putting that in action? Does that make sense? Right. And then life happens during Mercury. I know once I had to get a car for my son. We went and got him a car, and it was the last day of Mercury. And I was like, we don't have a choice. We need to get a car. And this is typical. I knew that with Mercury, if you're having to buy equipment and things like that, you kind of want to get the insurance that goes with it. So I'm not a person that usually purchased extended warranties. I'm just not. I just, my brother was great at working on vehicles, and I really didn't need that. And I'm a person that leased my cars. So I didn't, because I can't do car maintenance. Uh, so I would typically not have to deal with car maintenance. But my son, he got this car. It was a certified car. So let's go ahead and get that extended warranty. Okay. And you won't believe it. That car, we used that extended warranty in 3 years more than I've ever used any kind of insurance in my life. So that if you do have to buy something or replace something brand new during Mercury, I'm going to encourage you to look at, is there any insurance that can protect you if that thing has to be redone? You see, this is where, if you think about, retrograde, it's redo, rethink, remake, you see? And so that's when we embrace it, right? Nothing is catastrophic going to happen to us in that time, because our life is happening for us, and our soul is always trying to lead us to the best experiences that life can offer, right? And sometimes when things fall apart, it's for our good. Doesn't mean my personality likes it so much, but what I would say this month is go with the flow, right? Step into visualizing yourself achieving your goals that you set at the first of the year. Begin to look at the planning around that, and begin to start looking at, that you're going to take action towards the end of, after the 24th. And if you do have business that needs to be done, be patient. People may not respond to you as quickly as you'd like. You may have contracts fall through. That's okay. Spirit's going to bring you a better person to work with, that kind of thing. And if you're somebody that's connecting to the spirit realm for the purpose of healing grief or connecting to your guides, this is a great time to do it, right? And so I hope that you'll find one of the 13 meditations that I've got out there on YouTube that will help you sort of, retreat from the regular everyday life at least a couple of times a week, get quiet, meditate, reflect, and ask those bigger questions. So, do you have something you would like to share with me? Am I on the right path? Am I happy from the inside out? Do I need to let go of people, places, or situations that no longer serve me? And there we can ask Spirit, give me the courage to walk in that direction. All right. So let me just check my notes really quick. So just to wrap that up, the energy words that you want to think about, see what resonates with you. The 3 energy is enthusiasm, how to have fun, and how to express yourself in loving ways. Okay. And you are going to miss an email this month. There are going to be delays, and there may be some contracts that you have to sign. Wouldn't worry about them. Just know what can we do, to either pause and wait on that until after the 24th, or, is there something extra that I can purchase to protect my investment? You see? Focus on the glasses half full. Look for inspiration and being a channel of joy, asking, your guides to help you lift your energy. I know Archangel Michael is so good at, we can call in Archangel Michael to help us when we're feeling negative, or we're feeling like our energy is all mixed up and then we're not clear. We can ask Archangel Michael to come in. We just imagine that beautiful blue light, that Archangel Michael just surrounding that, his loving presence, guiding us and helping us see clearly our life purpose, removing negative energy and fears, and helping with our confidence and self-esteem. Right? I actually call on him as well for that. Also, plan and pencil. Planning and pencil is good. Kindness in all that we do. It's so important. You're probably going to get impatient and annoyed this month. It's going to happen because that's part of the energy. But what I would say is are you taking inspired action to bring you happiness and to fulfill your dreams? Right? And are you being open to being flexible and at ease, but still taking action? So I hope this has been helpful for you. One thing too, just remember I've got 2. I actually did. I pulled it. I love this card deck. Let me just give this woman credit, Divine Abundance, right? Because we are kind of in this, Tasha Silver, her cards. I love some of her cards. Oh, this is great. I drew a card for our group. Okay. It says faith. Our card is faith. So take a look at the card. Right. And look at that beautiful flower and the beautiful hummingbird. And that hummingbird is a symbol. The hummingbird is a symbol for joy, just so you know. That butterfly is transformation. Just remember that. So our words, and I'll leave you with this, hoping that you will find the links that you need for the upcoming event in May and for the meditation playlist on YouTube. I don't have ads tied to those, so you shouldn't be getting commercials during those. Miraculously and amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. I hope you've enjoyed this. I look forward to talking to you again. As always, you can follow me on Facebook, and I look forward to serving you again next month. All right, bye for now.